Risky Brisket Gristle Brigade.
Monday, September 28th, 2015. Bizacko, hired guns, Trek Wars, and failed attempts at doing things right. Or The Problem with Everything. I'm your co-host, Holiday Rob, and this is...
I'm Lowki Sapfoot.
And today we had our guest, who is Carlos Garcia,
a.k.a. Carlos the Tall.
From Youngsville.
You know him from Youngsville and Hyperland and Ya Ya Boom and a bunch of other shit. He's the man. I did a video with him once where I stood on the corner holding a sign saying to like me, like on Facebook, and dancing.
Nice. He also recorded the Holiday Sale album, which if you're a longtime fan of this show, you've heard before.
So many times.
So many times.
Yeah. I felt good about this one. It's a good talk. Carlos is good folk.
It's fun. I like the Star Trek, Star Wars thing we veered off on.
Yeah, that was good.
That was really fun.
Yeah.
It's always good to get people who are nerdy.
Yeah. I kind of think I was faking it a little bit. I'm not really. I was never a Star Wars or really Star Trek. Like, I liked both, but I was never a geek about it.
Yeah.
My lady friend, though, is real into the Star Wars.
Oh, so really?
I'm a little more into it now.
Yeah.
Because I think about it more.
Because we're knocking boots.
Knocking the boots! Yeah.
How is that not a funny bit? So as always, this podcast is not safe for work. So if you have it on the stereo at work, you should turn it up.
Unless your job doesn't suck.
Right.
Then it's safe for work.
And then they're sitting there being like, why don't you turn these two goofballs up? And we'll be the balls of goof that they need us to be.
Balls of goof.
So recently, as we do our intro into how to get a hold of us, you can get a hold of me at Holiday Rob. It's all one word, Holiday Rob.
On Twitter?
But I've just hooked up my PS3. So if you play Battlefield 3, I'm on there, I'm playing, I'm kicking some ass.
Do people still play the old ones?
Nah, not as much.
Yeah.
But there's if you want to get on there, I'm on there. I'm actually on there as Holiday_Sale, SAIL. So you can fight with me. And then where are you at, Lowki?
You can find me on Twitter at Sapfoot. If you look for Lowki Sapfoot on Facebook, I'm on there, but seriously, just fuck Facebook with the biggest spike-covered dildo.
That is the Walmart of social media right there.
Yeah, just so much AIDS and Ebola all over that dick that's fucking you when you're on Facebook. It's just so gross. But I'm on there. If you send me a message, I'll see it when I check once a month.
Right.
But Twitter is probably a better spot. I check that maybe once a week. I'm not into the social media anymore. Over it.
But you're on Lowki Sapfoot on Twitter?
It's just at Sapfoot on Twitter.
That's right.
If you're on the Xbox Live, I'm playing a lot of hockey these days. Not so much Elder Scrolls. I can't really keep up with those dorks.
Yeah.
I kind of just do the single player every once in a while.
Right.
But, if you want to play the hockey or you want to send me abusive messages, it's Live World 23. And I would love to change that to Lowki Sapfoot.
How can you do that?
Microsoft is a motherfucker, and they want me to give them $10 just to change my fucking name.
I'm pretty sure they fuck some dads, too.
Yeah, those fatherfuckers. And, so I refuse to pay from my income from my job to give Microsoft that money, since I already give them money for games and the system
and the
monthly network fees. So fuck that shit. But if you buy my album, which nobody has ever,
okay.
but go to lowkisapfoot.bandcamp.com. You can download that shit for free, or you can make a donation. The day that I get $10 worth of album donation, I will change my name, and you'll never have to hear this rant again. Till then, I'm probably going to do it every week.
I hope so. It would
buckle up.
Yeah. I mean, check back every week to see if it has panned out.
The ongoing saga.
So, let's continue promotions real quick. Next week, I won't be here, so we don't have a guest. We don't have a guest planned. We don't have a guest planned.
Yeah, we're probably going to do it Outcast style, Love Below, Speaker Box style.
Yes.
Except that we don't secretly hate each other, because I'd probably be the Andre 3000 in this situation, and I'm not that crazy. So.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Quietly Kept will be out on the road starting on Friday, which if this comes out on Thursday, as it is deigned to do, as it happens to be.
Usually, except when we say it a lot, it always is a day late.
The more we say it. But I think I like that. That's the charm of the podcast. No matter what, at some point in a week's period, you're going to hear us eventually.
We got that Land Manana charm, that New Mexico. It'll come out when it comes out.
Why do tomorrow, which you can put off till next week? So this is going to be the rundown for Quietly Kept shows if you're on the West Coast or Arizona, mostly in the LA, California, San Francisco wine country area. On October 2nd, Friday, we'll be at Hops on Birch in Flagstaff, Arizona. On Saturday, October 3rd, we'll be at the Republic of Pie in North Hollywood. Bar Lubitsch on the 10th, which I have no idea what that day is because I've just lost. I think it's like a Monday. We'll be on Santa Monica Boulevard. Cellars of Sonoma on October 8th.
The 10th is a Saturday.
Is it a Saturday? No, the 5th.
Oh, the 5th.
Yeah, I think it's a Monday.
Yeah, the 5th is a Monday.
And then on the 9th, which then must be a Friday.
Yes.
We'll be at this place called Maria Maria. Maria Maria.
Maria Maria.
And then, as you said, Saturday, the 10th, we'll be at Dutch Henry in Anderson Valley, California. And if you're also out that night in Napa, we'll be at Cap Heritage. We're playing a lot of wine country because wine people give you wine bottles.
And you play whiny music with your guitar.
And you play whiny music. Yeah, exactly. No, it is.
It's not whiny. It's more heartfelt than it is whiny, I'd say.
I thought
it's not like Elliott Smith. Like,
oh, no.
I'm going to kill myself.
But it's probably by heroin.
Yeah. It's more cute and... I don't know. I don't mean to call you cute. That's fucking weird.
No, but we are cute.
In this room.
But we are cutesy. It's a cutesy thing. Like that's what people love. They don't like us because we're not like some little like boy girl thing. They're like, oh, look at them. The genders are working together.
It is what it is, and it comes off very well. So if you're in any of these places, go check out Quietly Kept.
Check it out. It'll be fun. I don't think there's any covers on any of them. So
free
stop,
music, y'all.
Stop being cheap and tip us or whatever.
Be cheap. Or just come out.
Yeah, come buy a drink.
You have no excuse.
So I think that's it. I think that's all the business end of things. But this episode was a lot of fun. Hanging out with Carlos, talking with him.
You'll hear me sort of soft pitch to Carlos to join the new version of Batwings for Lab Rats, which doesn't even exist. I think I'm just going to do that to every guest. That might be a thing.
I think you should just do it. I think you should just do it as like a massive compilation, at the end
would be cool.
At the end of it, you're like, I have this album and there's like 100 members.
That's not bad. Yeah. We could do like a thing where it's like Batwings featuring whoever.
Yeah. I think that would be pretty sweet. That would be a really fun time. And honestly, like, the more people you bring into it, the more people that have to share it, the more people that end up hearing it. And,
yeah, right.
And I always thought about doing that with me and Minnie, was doing like a holiday sale album that was just like, we'd write the songs, like 10 to 12 songs, and then just get a different backing band every time. So it'd be like Reviva or Manda Vibrations or Nosotros or, just like all these different backing bands for each different song. But
we could do all kinds of different stuff. We could have rappers, or we could have singers.
Could have electronica. Could have like just the
do a song with Skrillex.
And Swizz Beats. Hey, Swizz and Skrill, if you're out there, hit us up. We're on the Twitters and everything.
I'm sorry I called you crazy, Andre 3000, but if you want to come be on a track,
crazy
feel
would work.
free to hit me up. Yeah, we like crazy.
Crazy would be badass.
Yeah.
Shit. But yeah, this is a good episode. I guess we're going to do song intros in there. We're going to have 4 tracks by off of Youngsville's new album, which came out in May.
Yeah, let's intro the first one right now. It's the first track on the album. The new album is Drought City by Youngsville. Available online at theyoungsville.com.
Theyoungsville.com. And
not just Youngsville, because that's a different thing.
This title has a lot of truth to it, especially because it's something that's difficult to do.
Yeah, this song is called Keep Her Happy by Youngsville. Enjoy it. We'll talk to you in a minute.
Oh, what? Damn this chair. I hate that.
Are we all, like, equal?
I think we're pretty equal. Separate but equal. I think I might be a little louder than you guys.
Yeah, I think so.
I can bring you down.
Is it that mic? Is that the one Nick was on?
Yeah. Sounds pretty good.
I'm also a little closer than you guys are.
That's all right.
I can just back
Get nice and close. I put this thing in my mouth. I'm all
Ugh. Try to regulate. You know, we're all professionals here.
Right, yeah. I think we all have used the microphone once or twice. I know a thing or two about a thing or two.
Maybe.
The dulcet tone. Do you have a name for your uke?
The Cordoba. That's what brand it is, I guess. I don't know. This is my shitty uke. It's one I just keep in my car all the time.
In case you get, like, hit with a moment of inspirato.
Yeah, I mean, it's mostly like if I'm drinking in a bar, and then like people are like, Carlos, just sing a song. And I'm such a whore that I'll just do it anyway. So it doesn't matter. Like, I don't care.
Attention? Yes, please.
Yeah, exactly.
Why do I play in a band? Hey, today we're here with Carlos Garcia of
so many things.
Just currently just Youngsville.
Currently Youngsville.
I guess Carlos the Tall is still like my solo shit, but it's just Youngsville stuff without the band.
How long have you been doing Youngsville?
Youngsville turned 2 in September 14th.
Oh, so cute. 2 old Youngsville.
So what have you learned in those 2 years? Anything changed in those 2 years of running that?
It's just hard being a band manager. And it's, I mean, it's okay. I mean, I got really lucky with members that were
interested.
Yeah, they would rather work with me than not be working. So
that's awesome. How would you describe it? What would you tell people?
Stupid thing on my card is like rollicking country with a touch of southwestern spice we all crave. It's some stupid thing that I wrote, but I always say like indie rock and roll. It's kind of like fast.
Yeah,
you know.
But on acoustic guitars or electrics?
Electric mostly. I mean, both. Yeah. I mean, it just depends on the song, but we do both. It's just I've definitely gotten lazier and mostly play electric when I'm playing with the band because I don't like to switch guitars between songs.
Yeah, you need a guitar tech for that kind of shit.
Yeah, so I'm just like, oh, my electric sounds good with clean. I splurged a little and bought myself a nice amp, so it's like I can get a lot of different tones off of my guitar and my amp combined, so it's like I don't need my acoustic as often as I used to.
Hell yeah.
So now I just I mainly play acoustic solo.
Nice. So what's the list of projects that you've worked on? You were in the Ya Boom, which was once upon a time. Well, that Ya Boom.
Yeah, it was originally when I joined the band, they were called the Ya Boom Project.
Yeah,
and then when we started recording and stuff, we decided to get a semi-new identity and just condense it to Ya Boom, and that was it. And then I started after Ya Boom. Currently, I started doing like Carlos the Tall, and that was like solo singer-songwriter stuff. And actually at the beginning of it was just kind of Bizacko. Like honestly, I didn't know what I wanted to do as a musician, so it was kind of like
Bizacko?
Yeah, I did everything. Like I did like just
it's a cool word.
Yeah, so it was just derail us. No, it's fine. It was just kind of like I went everywhere from like really folky like pop to really like kind of intense like acoustic metal almost. Like it was really bizarre. And then I
always wanted to do, like, I kind of could play guitar at one point. I've never been a guitar player. Mm-hmm. But I always wanted to do, like, a project where it's classic metal songs, but slowed down, folky.
Yeah.
I think that would be cool, just covers of classic metal.
For sure.
Yeah, anyway.
No, that's kind of like what I was doing, in a sense. Not so much with the metal, but I was kind of, like, finding, like, random covers that were, like, maybe silly. Like, people might find silly for me to play, but I would, like, make them work for me.
That's cool.
And that was kind of what was Carlos the Tall for a while. And then that progressed into Youngsville when I met Ryan and Mickey. And then Hyperland was kind of in there between, and that was the band I was in here last time with your last podcast. But it literally, like, that podcast was kind of like the end of Hyperland because remember Aaron was supposed to show up and like, what the fuck's Aaron?
Yeah.
I didn't know what happened, and then I guess he was in jail. And then he was in jail and he like fucking got a DUI and he was like that was his like fourth one, so he was like fucking ruined, so he like couldn't even leave the house. He like was house arrest like a fucking thing. And I was like, dude, you can't be in the band anymore because it's not possible. And like I mean, don't be a dick, you know, I'll be your friend, but he didn't even want any of it. He's like, fuck you, man. I was like, all right, whatever.
These things happen.
I was like, sorry, man, like I was not trying to be a dick, but just like, you know, honestly, I can't be in a band with somebody who can't play. Like,
right.
It's just I don't want to do. It's just too much like baggage. It's like, okay, so
and you can't like bring the iPad and then like FaceTime him at the mic.
Yeah,
like, that's not gonna work.
No.
You know.
And I mean, it was a cool band, and I kind of miss it a lot, especially when I started getting like Monica to play with me and Bobby to play with me.
It was cool.
Yeah, I was really, a fan.
Yeah, it got really cool there for a while, and then unfortunately, just kind of just wasn't sustainable.
Yeah.
It's just how it happens, bands.
So it
you all know, you all have bands. You guys both have bands.
Right.
There's a point at which
I still have a tattoo.
you have bands that you just like. There's a point where you just cannot sustain it. It just doesn't want to. It doesn't want to keep going. And you're like, I want it to go. It's like, but nobody else wants it to go. And then you're like, well, can I do this by myself? It's like, no, I can't. So.
Yeah,
right.
That's what. Yeah, that's
So
what happens.
Carlos Total was by myself for a while, and then Youngsville, and now it's like I'm hoping it's not another. Like hopefully we don't get this trend of I get your podcast and the band ends, but
The curse of the podcast.
I don't. There's no way. Only because I decided that Youngsville is going to be Youngsville no matter what. Like even if other members alternate, like I'll just keep fighting. If I need to start a new band, it'll still be called Youngsville essentially. Just because I'm tired of getting new band names and shit. It doesn't really matter.
Basically, starting over all over again. So how did you end up getting into music? Like, how did you? What was your first instrument? Guitar? Or?
Piano was my first instrument actually, and singing, I guess.
On some Mozart shit.
Yeah, I wish. No, it was mostly like Star Wars. And, like I literally had like a
Zelda shit.
I had a Star Wars like songbook.
That's
that I
awesome.
learned, like,
John
Star Wars
Williams.
song.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
And that was how I learned how to read music and stuff. Was from that book. And then I'm not like a good reader or anything. I'm not like I could not sight read music. I can figure it out, but it's very slow.
Yeah. In 7th grade, I helped my chorus win a sight reading competition.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you never used that skill again.
We beat the band, man.
Nice.
Anyway.
Bitches.
For sure.
But, so you learned the piano?
Yeah, I mean, my sisters and I and my parents, they're all very musical. My dad was always playing guitar for church and all that. And excuse me. I guess I'm an amateur too, that beer. But,
it's a good one. It's
Beer turns us
burping
on,
away
the
from the
amateurs.
mic. But anyway, my dad always was singing and playing guitar, and always had a guitar on him, and was always singing. And then my sisters and I always were real into Disney movies. The '90s Disney movies were king there, and for sure, like all the animation was really popular. They're all musicals, so we'd all sing them. We all had our parts. We all picked parts that we all sang, and we all kind of had our moments, and that's kind of how I got into singing. Really, was like just musicals and stuff growing up. Annie was definitely like a big one. I remember the original one with the
I can't think of that actress's name, but she was scary.
Yeah, for sure.
But the redhead, the Ginge.
Yeah, but it was that was mostly how I got into music. I always liked music a lot. I mean, I always liked video game music a lot. I always liked
video games.
I liked classical music from sci-fi movies, and I was always partial to like Star Trek intros. Until Enterprise, basically, but.
Yeah, that one was rough. That was a weird one.
Really?
Take it off. 1, 2, 3, yeah. It's like, what the hell happened? There used to be like these really well composed orchestral scores, and it was like this random like Bon Jovi rip off. It's like happening. Like, what the fuck is happening? So I liked Star Trek music up until then, but I didn't even like that series. So.
Music-wise, in the category of music, Star Wars clearly beats Star Trek.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you have the wah, 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 wah.
Right.
I don't know.
Shit's cool, but
It's hard to say. I mean, Star Wars and Star Trek, like, I guess I always have a conflict. I like them both quite a bit, but it's like, I think Star Wars in general has like this kind of the popular kid at school sort of aesthetic to them in the sci-fi world, and so like I tend to be like, fuck Star Wars. But like, even though I like Star Wars, it's just like, I kind of have that.
So you think like Trekkies are even the geeks of that?
They're like the geeks of the geeks. Yeah, they're extra geeky. Yeah, they're like the geeks that get picked on by the geeks.
Well, I think because Star Trek is so drab in a way. Like all you hear is the like in the background.
Well, overall, it's a little dry. It's a little bit dry.
Well, it's a little different. I mean, it's just a different style of storytelling. I mean, it's like it's really. They're really apples and oranges, and I think that it's funny because I feel like it's kind of like Catholicism or Christianity, where it's like you can like I would say like Star Trek is Christianity and Star Wars Star Wars is like Catholicism. It's like you can be. Because it's like you can be Christian and be Catholic, but you can't be Catholic and be Christian or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
I got like a rectangle square. Kind of situation.
So it's like it's like like Star Trek is like the like people that like Star Trek usually like Star Wars too,
right?
But people that like Star Wars don't always like Star Trek,
right?
And, or that's what it is. So it's like it's kind of like and I feel like a lot of Star Wars people actually hate on Star Trek, which is kind of like funny. It's like
to me, like Star Trek was always like geopolitics in space, whereas Star Wars was always fantasy in space.
Yeah, I mean, it's really not.
right?
Star Wars is hardly even sci-fi. I mean, it's like basically the only thing sci-fi about it is that it's in space. I mean, other than that, it might as well be Lord of the Rings.
It's
Got
like
a laser sword.
Star Wars is kind of like when a theater company takes like the Tempest or something and sets it in space.
Yeah,
that's what it's like.
That's exactly what it is. I mean,
Yeah.
and Star Trek was just a little bit more. I mean, it's not as. I mean, people are like, oh, Star Trek is really thought out and thinky. He's like, yeah, there are moments of that, but it definitely has cheesy ass moments. It's really just a soap opera. I mean, at the end of the day, comic books and all this nerdy stuff, we act like it's like masculine. It's not. It's really, it's fucking soap operas. And
Same thing with The Walking
operas.
Dead and shit.
Oh yeah, dude, it's really
That's
like,
all it is.
Yeah.
Us guys hide it. It's like zombies and blood. It's like no, it's fucking soap opera. It's all about
Right.
who's gonna fuck who.
We like the
It's like
drama.
yeah, exactly. Like yeah, we like that's basically what it is. We like the drama.
I always joke on it. I always say Star Wars is always that like collective equality among different races, whereas Star Wars is the same old white male saviorism.
yeah.
Star Trek is. You mean?
No,
Yeah,
Star
Trek-
Wars is the white male saviorism.
And Star Trek is
the-
collective equality.
Yeah.
I don't know. They're both.
The thing about Star Trek, though, the biggest thing about Star Trek, though, that I will say, and this is what Shatner's point was, he's like,
Shatner had a point.
He had a point about
Whoa.
Star Trek, saying that like what Star Trek separated Star Wars from was that basically Star Wars had no females.
It's true. Well, they had Leia.
Yeah, but she
And
didn't do
she
a
was
whole lot.
one, and she was a sister to half of the cast. So it's like it's
She
not,
kissed her brother, right?
Yeah, that's about as exciting as Star Wars gets with girls, and like
Yeah.
where Star Trek is like all about the girls.
Right,
There's
yeah.
a lot of girls in Star Trek.
Yeah.
Damn. Hang on, I'm gonna adjust your mic real quick.
Is it sinking?
Yeah, it's slowly doing that thing where it's like
Gonna get into my crotch and my dick can talk.
Gonna get droopy. It's gonna be like, "Hey guys, how's it going?" That's my dick. I don't know what yours sounds like. It might sound like,
Hey, who invited me to this party?
"How's it going? How's it going, pretty lady?"
My dick sounds like Buffalo Bill. Would you fuck me? I'd fuck me.
That'd be so scary.
So, are you, Carlos, excited about the new Star Wars? Or are
I
you
am.
jaded on the whole thing?
No, I'm very excited about this new Star Wars.
Shooting it on film, practicals.
Yeah, I mean that's all one thing. I mean, I like J.J. Abrams. I mean, I think a lot of people give him some hate, but I think that like I like every movie that I've seen him.
flares.
I still like them. They work for me.
I like
It could have been Michael Bay.
Oh my
Yeah,
god!
Anything could
Ninja
happen.
Turtles.
It could have been a lot of shit, but honestly, J.J. Abrams, like if you look at all of his movies, even the worst ones are still good. You know what I mean? Like even like they're like, oh, that one's kind of, I don't like Star Trek Into Darkness because it didn't make sense to the villain. Blah blah blah. It's not con. It's like yeah, but it was still good, bro.
Blow.
Yeah. Like you still liked it, right? Like you walked out of it like that was pretty fun.
Captain Kirk was saved by a tribble.
Yeah. It was like, I know, it just seemed like stupid in some sense. I mean, the thing is that's why I think it'll work, because that's kind of what Star Wars is. Star Wars is stupid, but somebody sells it really well. And that's kind of how, basically, I think that's the issue with Star Trek Into Darkness is that, like, a lot of the Star Trek fans are like, oh, Star Trek isn't usually that stupid. I mean, Star Trek is stupid. There's a lot of fucking stupid Star Trek. I've watched a lot of shows, and there's, I mean, it's
Especially original Star Trek. It gets pretty
I can't even watch
It's
the
pretty-
original shit.
yeah.
But frankly, like I mean, all of it's really dumb. There's a lot of dumb shit in Star Trek, and it's like the thing is that there's just there's a quantity problem with Star Trek. There's so much more Star Trek than there's
There
Star
is,
Wars. I
there
mean,
is.
so we can pick and choose. Like, oh, well, Star Trek's really good because of like
Star Wars is catching up, man. They got kids shows.
Well,
they're making a Han
that's
Solo movie.
the point,
Right.
I guess. But right now, currently, there's probably in the whole catalog of like 10,000 hours of whatever Star Trek series shows there are. There's like been like 7 series, each of them at least 7 seasons with 24 episodes a season. So in all those seasons, all those series, you can pick out like 30 or 40 really good classic episodes that are obviously going to be more than what Star Wars ever created because there's just so much.
Right.
But like I said, there's 30 or 40 out of all these seasons and all these series, and it's like, yeah,
It's the quantity versus quality, though.
yeah,
right?
yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like, but then again, there's only really 3 good Star Wars movies out of the 6,
Yeah.
so there's still only half of
I
them.
think
are any good.
episode 3 was alright. It was kind of cool.
I think people like tell themselves that.
it was better than the first 2.
Yeah, but that's like such a low bar to kind of compare,
Right.
you know.
But also, I mean, the story within that's supposed to be told. I mean, this is the one you're waiting for. This is when everybody's waiting for it. They're like, this is when he turns evil. This is when he loses.
And it was like the lamest, like least, like how did he turn evil? Like way, like I'm gonna just get mad. fucking Obi-Wan fucking my wife in my dream.
I think it was in him, and it just slowly came out. I think he was.
Yeah, but they should have. Even if that was the case,
they should have had him like kill a cat.
Like young Anakin. Slice one of those.
Pull the legs off of something and like let the ants eat it. Whatever the ants would
abuse his droids and shit.
Yeah. That would have been actually pretty. That would have been scary. You know. Speaking of droids, I mean, I was reading an article. You know David Fincher, the director.
Yeah. Fight Club.
Fight Club, and he was actually approached by the new committee of Star Wars to direct a Star Wars movie, and he actually said he turned it down because he just felt like he's too dark of a guy, like he doesn't want to do it.
I could see that.
The funny thing is that he said, like, what I always like about Star Wars is that
what's in the fucking droid? What's in the fucking droid? Anyway,
well, he liked his idea. The funny thing is that just hearing his interview on Star Wars was that his idea of what Star Wars is so weird to me that, like, I'm like, man, this guy's mind is fucking warped. Because, like, what I like about Star Wars is that it's always about, like, the failure of the slave owner. He's like, and then, like, well, elaborate. He's like, well, see, you know, it basically follows the chronicles of R2-D2 and C-3PO throughout this whole saga of all their owners, because R2-D2 and C-3PO are slaves.
Yeah.
And they are following the blunders of their...
We prefer droid servants. That's what we prefer. No.
Yeah, but he was calling them slaves in his articles. The thing, and it's like just the blunder of the slave owners is what he calls Star Wars. The original.
That's funny.
And I was like, oh, only fucking David Fincher would like say something like that.
Man.
Like, so that's what I like about it. And I feel like I'd like to go deeper into that, but they didn't really think that was what they wanted.
Yeah, they don't want to mind fuck.
H.R. Geiger to do the design. The guy who did Alien.
That's kind of that.
Alien will be my number one sci-fi always. The first Alien will be like, that's just like better than all Star Trek and Star Wars for me.
Fincher almost doing Star Wars as a what could have been, the same way that Darren Aronofsky almost did Batman Begins.
Yeah.
And that would have been so
amazing.
Good. Yeah.
I mean, for all that Dark Knight is awesome. Yeah. Aronofsky doing the first Batman would have
maybe he wouldn't have encouraged Christian Bale to yell like the Cookie Monster or whatever the fuck. Unwatchable. Can't do it. They're good, but every time he talks, it takes me right out of it. I've said this before.
What do you mean, Brandon?
What do you mean? Awful.
It's funny because that never really bothered me that much.
Really?
I never even thought... Like, honestly, I didn't notice it until somebody pointed it out. I guess.
Oh, really? Oh, it bugged me the whole time. I remember just, what? What? Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, I get it's silly, but it's also like a guy in a bat cape.
No, yeah.
It's like...
I guess, but to me, the voice is always, what's his name from the animated series. That's the voice of Batman to me. And the others were similar to that from Michael Keaton on. It was always just a dark, grovelly voice. It wasn't like,
what do you mean?
Yeah.
Do you ever throw lozenge?
You know what it sounds
Tell me. Where is she?
It sounds like the guy from Carl's Jr. that's like, fuck you, I'm eating, but like doing a metal voice. That's what Batman sounds like.
Which way to the venue?
Yeah.
So speaking of venues, you've played out of town, I guess, quite a few times, at least a couple times with Ya Ya Boom, and then
Boom went on 2 big tours and like a few small like Weekend Warrior shit.
You've tried to do some. I mean, you've done some stuff with Youngsville, obviously.
Youngsville's gone on 3 regional tours. Yeah,
but like where at? So like Denver, Phoenix.
No, we actually haven't gone north. But we've gone. Our first tour was.
Denver's hard to book, so
at
least in my experience.
I booked some shows in Denver one time, but honestly, it was going to end up being one of those things where we played Denver twice, and then that's all we had. So it was kind of like, well, I ended up canceling. So I just felt like it wasn't worth it, the money. But our first tour, we went southern New Mexico, so it was like Socorro, Las Cruces, El Paso, Socorro. And then we did San Antonio, Austin, Jefferson, Texas. Then we did Memphis, Tennessee. Whoa. And then back to Austin, and then not Tulsa, but Bartlesville, Oklahoma, which is by Tulsa.
Yeah.
And then back home. And then that was our first one. And the second one was all West Coast, so we did like same thing. We actually have a strategy of going to Socorro. We play a bar there called the Capital Bar.
Is it Capital Bar? I love the Capital Bar.
And they pay pretty well, so it's like it's a good like tour bump. Yeah. So we usually try to start there.
Oh my god!
So we go to the Capital. We went to Capital Bar. We get our little kind of bump of money there.
Yeah.
So we had like Capital Bar, El Paso, Tucson, Phoenix, Mesa, Scottsdale, San Diego, LA, Las Vegas, back to Phoenix, back to Las Cruces, and then back home for our CD release. And then the same thing. We did the same Texas. We did the same tour as the first tour the last time. Basically the same thing. We just didn't go to Memphis because we decided that Memphis was a little bit like monetarily didn't make sense because it's just like
far out.
It's far out. The bar shows we played there were like they were fine. They were fun. We met good people, but they didn't pay us enough to like constitute us wasting 24 hours of driving essentially to get there and back.
Shit.
And
that is far.
So it just like, we didn't want to do a 24-hour round trip sort of thing again. So because that was really shitty.
Right.
And so I've been trying to book my tours, which I've been really good at, like not getting anything more than 6 hours between cities.
Yeah, nice. That's a good goal.
The last two tours, nothing more than 6 hours.
So Socorro, I like playing the Capitol Bar because the Capitol Bar always has like nerdy science students, like college age students, and then like all these old hippies. Like that's usually who comes out. It's the best. It
sounds like people I'd mostly get along with.
Yeah, I think so.
No, it's a cool place. I mean, it's legit.
It's way awesome. We kind of have a place like that on the way out to LA. It's like a stop in Flagstaff called Hops on Birch.
Oh yeah, so I was actually talking to a guy. I played the guy from Flagstaff, Brian Griffin, and he's from Flagstaff.
What's the name of his act?
It's Brian Griffin.
Just Brian Griffin.
Yeah. And so he said, "Oh, play Hops on Birch." Yeah, he mentioned that.
It's dope. It is way fun. Cool. And if it's like a busy Friday, Saturday night, everybody's so drunk you can just play whatever, and they'll just get super stupid on it. Yeah. I love
Maybe I'll do that because I'm going to go on tour in the winter. I'm worried to go through Flagstaff in the winter, but I don't know. I might just do it anyway because I might end up being like a Youngsville tour, but just
what point of the winter? Like at what? Like
end of December, early January.
Oh yeah, that might be like
frosty season
break.
Yeah.
It just the only
college
thing I worry.
might not be around.
The only thing I worry about is the break in college.
NAU.
And that's the unfortunate part is I can't really tour when the dean's not in school.
Oh, okay, I get you. Well, it's worth a shot though because we do that as soon as the semester ends in May. So like during Memorial Day weekend, it doesn't matter where you play, it fucking sucks dick.
Yeah.
Like, everybody's always out camping or hitting the beach, or they're just like, fuck you, we don't come to our regular places, and we've played, like, LA and Flagstaff, and I'm pretty sure, like, Phoenix, when it's just, even Tacoma in Washington, when nobody's fucking there, and you're just like, well, we're out of town, we're playing, and some places guarantee money, so you're like, who cares? Like, let's just have fun.
Yeah, I'll probably do it. Honestly, I'll probably end up doing it either solo or just my new bass player, Cody. Yeah, and he's down to do that. So I might have to pick up a guitar or something, or I'll play the ukulele and try to make it extra kitschy.
Crazy times on the road.
Now, I gotta ask you a question. Did you have anything to do with the electronics for Hyperland?
Yeah, for sure.
Was that you were doing the programming?
I did both. Well, I mean, I did singing, guitar, and programming. I did all. Aaron helped me with programming. We worked together. But I towards the end of Hyperland, when he was like going through shit, I did I did all the programming actually. So I have a pretty good handle on it. Not great. I mean, I'm always learning, but
Word. Reason I ask, I have this secret dream to get Rob to make a Batwings electronic acoustic. Kind of like our version of like the Postal Service style thing. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just kind of like putting that idea out in the world right now, seeing if anything, I don't know.
Well, hey, I mean, I have like some time, so.
I'm just talking recordings, not even not like fully involved shit.
Well, I think like even just remixes right now would be way fun just to do like old Batwing songs remix because I mean you got all the vocals in the room.
Right. We can do that again.
It would be so fun. And honestly, probably do it better because, like, I've at least become a better singer since those days.
I don't know. I'm probably the same. I'm probably worse because I'm old and fat. But
oh, man. So, speaking of getting old and fat, how's it been being a father?
I think I'm a little thinner because he forced me to go to the gym every day. Because it's like, they have daycare at the gym. And
awesome.
And so he's like psychotic if I don't take him.
Oh, that's great.
So it's like it kind of forces me to go all the time.
It's a nice incentive. That works out.
No shit.
But
that's like my dog. He's like, hey, so we're going to go for a run or throw the stick or something, right? Because you can't just sit around all day, asshole. Yeah, my dog talks to me like that. He's sassy.
You should probably do less acid if your dog is...
Son of Sam. Who should I go kill today?
If your dog is getting sassy, you should probably step down the dosage. You just want pleasantries from your dog.
Is everybody out of beer? Should we take a break?
Yeah, we could take a halfway beer break.
All right, we'll take a halfway beer break. We will be back.
We'll be back.
This one is up from the new album by Youngsville called Drought City. This song is Empty Flask, which is a terrible place to be.
Yeah, that's rough. You don't want an empty flask. You want your tank to be filled to the brim.
Exactly.
Well, maybe not to the brim, because that means you haven't had any yet. Unless you just refilled it and you're getting wasted. But then it might be too much. Anyway, this is Empty Flask by Youngsville.
Awesome. What is this? Is this the real world? Or is this just fantasy?
Is this real life?
Caught in a landslide?
Is it gonna be like this forever?
Hey, this is the problem with everything. We're back once again. You know, we didn't do any, real intros. Hey, I'm Holiday Rob. This is...
Well, we did. I'm Lowki Sapfoot.
But
technically, the audience has heard us introduce ourselves.
Well, and I did introduce Carlos. I did say... Hey, this is that one guy from that thing that he does there. So,
yeah, I think we're good.
What's the current lineup on Youngsville? You were talking about this for a moment.
Yeah, the current lineup is myself obviously, and then we have Cody Weilman on bass, and then Ryan Serrata on drums right now. And Ryan's the original drummer, but Cody took over for Mickey when Mickey is moving to Austin, so. He decided to quit the band. Well, I mean, not it was a very gentle quit. It was I'm moving to Austin in the end of July, so you might want to find a bass player by then.
It's a nice notice.
Yeah, and it was he told me in May, so it was I had plenty of time. I auditioned a few bass players, and Cody's actually an old high school friend of mine, and great guitar player, good singer, and he doesn't know how to do harmonies for some reason, which is funny. We're working on it now, and he's getting better. But it just cracked me up because he's a lead singer, so people harmonize to him.
Yeah,
so he's not used to that. So I was dude, you gotta harmonize. Stop singing my parts. It was just funny, but he's getting better. But anyway, he's a lot of passion, so that's why I kind of picked him all the other guys.
Because we were talking about this, I was saying that. My criteria for band members has kind of changed. It's more about what can you bring to it, for the stage performance, or if I just get along with you. I'd rather have somebody I want to hang.
How hungry? On both counts now.
Well, it's how hungry are you too? I always feel how hungry are you is what I think. If you're hungry enough to kind of play in this band, a lot of people were oh, I could take her to leave it. I had a bass player guy who came in, and he was cool, and he's really good actually. Really technically, he's a classically trained, really really solid bass player.
Right.
But, and I liked him a lot, and I still like him, and we're friends, but it's just, I kind of felt he's like that girl that kind of tells you, I don't usually date guys like you, but,
Yeah.
They're really playing bands like you. I'm tired of the hired gun thing.
Right.
I dealt with a couple hired guns, and it was always at the end of every show, where's my money? And you're
and you have to juggle with their 7 other bands for dates.
Right.
Yeah.
They're oh, well, this one's only paying $2, but it's a really awesome opportunity, or the $35 one where I'm guaranteed,
Right.
It's only $33. What do you need that for?
Hired guns aren't going to gamble on big-time success with you.
Mercenaries.
You know what I mean?
And Cody and I are just, we're good friends, and it's he's a guy I know I can get along with, and he's always... And he proved himself. I mean, that wasn't really what it was.
He pooed himself?
He pooed himself, and he could wipe it by himself. And
that's cool. That's impressive.
No, it was just nice because, honestly, he was, hungry enough to go buy a bass, learn all the songs, and play the songs. I didn't get on him. I wasn't I said, hey, how interested are you in playing in Youngsville, what I said. And then he's interested enough to get a bass. And then I said, okay, well, if you get a bass and you learn the songs, I'll let you audition.
Nice.
And then he did all that. And then he learned all the songs. And so he played a show with us, and it was good. And he rocks out really hard. He has long hair, so it's cool.
That's always helpful.
Nice. Hey, kids, show people that you want it, and you'll be able to, have a good time.
I mean, that goes for anything.
It's true, though.
Enthusiasm.
How hungry are you?
Job.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Well, Marisa, she always kind of tells me that's why I got the job for Yeah Boom.
Yeah.
I mean, because when I came into Yeah Boom Project, they had fired their one of their guitarists, and the other guitarist was moving to New York.
Yeah.
And
their sound was totally different before you came in.
Yeah. And they were well... we auditioned a bunch of guitar players, and Marie said, frankly, a lot of them were much better skilled than you are, but you just you learned all the songs really well.
You brought the hunger.
You really wanted to do it, and that's what we liked.
Skill doesn't equal rock.
Yeah, right. I know.
I just turned my gain up really high, and all these songs sound much more rockin', and I sucked, so I just hit all the power chords. It's really
grunged it up.
Yeah, didn't we all? That's awesome. That's pretty sweet. So. In my hands, I'm holding the latest CD, Drought City.
The new album.
The new album.
Youngsville, Drought City.
Yeah,
out now in your stores and possible internet outlets. Is it online?
It's anywhere? On all the internet. I mean, the standard version is on everything. Internet and all that. The 12-track version, because the standard has only 10 tracks, and the deluxe has 12, and it has nice packaging and all that.
So is the deluxe the physical CD?
That's the one you have in your hand right now.
Right, I see that.
And those are the ones that are for sale. We actually have standard that aren't even for sale. We just give them out.
Okay.
Nice.
But we have these ones for sale, and they come with you can buy. They only come with a shirt and a sticker too. You have to buy the whole deluxe package to get it.
Cool.
Yeah, that's how we're trying to sell stuff, but
it works pretty well. It's a pretty good scam.
Nobody liked our T-shirts, so they were like, we can pass on those.
No, well, it's a good scam because what you do is you write a sign, you say deluxe CD, $15,
right.
T-shirt $25,
right.
Sticker $5. They say deluxe package $25, and they're I'm going to get the package.
Well, I don't get the package. Who did the photos for this?
Deneen took the pictures. My wife took the photos, and I edited them on Photoshop and stuff.
And then I really dig the album. The album art.
The album art's it's a Sandhill Crane.
Cool.
Your friend,
my friend Paul Lopez. Yeah,
mutual friend. I know Paul.
Yeah,
I know Paul from the rave days.
Oh yeah, for sure. So do you know Devin Reed and all that?
Oh yeah,
cool. Yeah, for sure.
Devin's out of town right now.
Yeah, he lives in Denver. But he did the art in the front too. He took,
that's cool.
Yeah, he's I basically just told him to make this fucking feel like Albuquerque.
Yeah,
and
he did a really good job.
I think he did a good job. Yeah,
it's like when Seinfeld was when he was trying to re-kick his career after the TV show.
Mm-hmm.
There was a part where they were staying here in Albuquerque, and he was like, the whole town is beige.
Yeah. And then the only other photo that wasn't by either of them is
is this one here?
My grandpa.
Yeah,
because dedicated to him. Youngsville is actually where he was born in New Mexico.
Oh, snap!
Yeah, and that's where it's a
real place.
Youngsville has two meanings, a double meaning name. Youngsville is obviously the small town in New Mexico. It's like a one-street town up in northern New Mexico.
Yeah,
that's where my grandpa Al's from, and that photo my grandma took of him actually.
Nice.
And I gave her credit for it because she was, I was like, did you take this picture? So yeah, well, I'm totally giving you credit in the album. So she's like, oh my god, my name's on here.
Nice.
And then, I know it's people that don't know, they get excited. But so he passed away, last year. And so I dedicated this album to him. But then Young actually roughly translated to Spanish as or Garcia. Let's say that in reverse. Garcia roughly translated to English as Young.
Oh, okay.
Because it's kind of like Garçon, French for boy.
Okay.
So Garcia is
like
kind of
Garçon.
Yeah, so it's like Garcia's kind of it's kind of like that. So it means young.
It's all tied together.
So it's Youngsville's honors kind of both my grandpas because Garcia is my dad's dad, and Youngsville is where my mom's dad was born. So
cool.
That's where I came from.
That's some Tolkien-esque layering there.
It's funny because it's not it doesn't appear very layered. Like people are like, oh, what a fucking generic ass name.
They're just thinking it's because these guys are all young and they like to party. Yeah,
it's no, and we're not even that young. It's it's just what are you gonna happen when you get old? It's be Oldsville. It's
no.
When you break up, you're gonna be Splitsville.
Yeah, it's no.
Why don't you go back to Doucheville?
Yeah, it's just one of those names that I think it works, but then it's also kind of dumb, but whatever.
So where can people get a hold of you? Check out the band, check out Youngsville.
We're at our website, theyoungsville.com.
The Youngsville?
Yeah,
all one word, no underscores, no dashes,
no dashes. I paid for the full clump.
Awesome.
Or you can go to Youngsville Music,
and you're on Facebook and SoundCloud and
Twitter and Instagram are at the Youngsville. Excuse me, at the Youngsville for Twitter and Instagram, and then for Facebook it's Youngsville Music.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Well, right on.
And we have SoundCloud, but I neglect it.
SoundCloud is kind of neglectful like that.
Yeah, SoundCloud is...
We're on Spotify, and we're on iTunes Radio and all that, and RDO, and
So stream.
Last FM, and all that stuff, so...
So, like, if you type Youngsville, like, band or Youngsville music into Google, chances are they're going to find you.
Yeah, Youngsville band or music. You need to put that, though, band or music, because there's two or three Youngsville cities in the U.S., so, like, sometimes you put just Youngsville, it'll be like, oh...
Youngsville.gov.
Yeah. I tried to buy Youngsville.com, but I think like one of the cities bought it already, but never worked on the website. It's like, this website's under construction, has a little construction
little digging guy.
For the last decade it's been.
Yeah.
That's what LokiSapfoot.com is.
Do you have it? Do you own it now?
I own it.
You do? Oh, shit. You should just put random stuff up there. You should just do like leaked videos and viral shit.
Someday I'm gonna like get good scans of all the paintings and make prints and sell them, but...
Make prints like royalty?
Yeah. No, like print.
Prince, like formerly known as?
Yeah, right.
But then now known as again?
Re-known as now?
Well, you know why he did that, right? Do you know why he did that?
Yeah.
Because he was in a legal dispute with the label that owned the rights to anything released by the name Prince.
Oh.
So until that contract ended, he changed his name to a symbol just to say fuck you to them.
That meant, basically the same thing, son of the king.
Right.
Oh, what's that? I think a queen. Oh, no, Prince.
Yeah. Prince. So I thought that when I found that out, it made it seem like less of a douche move to change his name to a symbol.
Well, I mean, the funny thing is that like a lot of these musicians' decisions are like less douchey than we imagine them, because we only see them at the very like top layer. Like, I think that people think that Youngsville can be a very douchey name, I think, sometimes. Even so, like, oh, because you're young, you like to party, like you said. It's like
the band Fun, period.
Oh, right.
Yeah, it's like,
they piss me off.
Yeah, exactly. But you don't even know where that came from. It could be like an actual, like, meaning.
With their scarves and their thick-rimmed glasses. Ugh, come on.
You've got their skinny jeans and their Doc Martens, too.
I don't even know what they look like.
I like skinny jeans.
I like skinny jeans.
I like all kinds of people. I like their glasses and their scarves and their silly...
I like all kinds of
flamingo shorts?
Yes.
I do. I like those a lot, actually.
Those actually say, I'm on a cruise ship and I want to fucking party.
Yeah.
You could play a mean shuffle.
I have a lot of Hawaiian shirts that I wear. I don't wear them out, but I wear them when I'm like having a fuck you day.
Do you put on a curly wig and a fake mustache and play an accordion?
I was going to say, do you sing Margaritaville all day?
Margaritaville. Cheeseburger in paradise.
Yeah. It'd be
the best.
I wear them on, actually, I literally wear Hawaiian shirts on vacation, like real vacation, like this, like not like fucking like touring or, I gotta go visit family. Like if I'm going on like real vacation, like I went to San Diego for my baby moon.
Oh, nice.
Right before Cash was born, I went out on a baby moon is what we called it, San Diego.
I like that.
Didn't know that was a thing. That's cool.
I don't think it's a thing, but we made it
because women aren't supposed to like fly.
But it was before she was like not supposed to fly.
Oh, okay.
And anyway, so we went right before that, and we just chilled out in San Diego, and I literally wore a Hawaiian shirt every day. It was a huge, like, double XL, like fucking giant.
I need to come up with something like that. My blue plaid for touring is kind of the fuck you shirt. It's just like but I feel like that's more formal. It's always like slightly country western meets grunge. City urban. Yeah.
Well, I wore a blue plaid shirt a couple of times, and it's funny because like. It's funny how generic it becomes because
oh my god,
the guy Brian Griffin was playing with a blue plaid shirt, and like I literally got complimented like for playing after he was done. Like, oh, good job, man. I was like, oh,
way to keep up with the color scheme, bro.
He's like, oh, good job, man. You did a great job tonight. I was like, oh, I didn't even play yet. There's the other guy with the blue shirt, the blue plaid shirt. Fucking
stealing his thunder.
Stereotyping, you asshole.
That's too good. Shit, man. That's funny. Hey, Loki, what are we doing right now?
I think we're going to play a song.
By who?
It's by Youngsville.
Oh, is it off of their album, the new one, Drought City?
It sure is.
Oh, man, what's it called?
Let me look. It's called Two Step to Johnny Cash.
That sounds like fun.
I can't wait to hear it.
So, upcoming shows, you got a show coming up at the Launchpad.
Yeah, this Friday. October 2nd. It'll be for the Albuquerque Underground Zine.
Oh, I'm so excited. I wish I was going to be there. That sucks.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. I mean, I know. I've become like... You know, when it comes to being jaded, I get jaded on people's promises of how big a show is going to be.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like, I literally played I loved them for letting me play at the Animal Humane show. I mean, they were all very sweet, and
that was a couple weeks ago.
They gave us good, they gave us free food and whatever. It was a charity show. It was for Animal Humane's 50th birthday. But when they emailed me, like, there'll be like 2,000 people there. It's gonna be.
They always say that,
and like but we can't pay you. I'm like, yeah, that's fine. Animal Humane in my mind equals people probably being there. But I didn't snap. I don't pay attention to State Fair at all. Like, State Fair to me is just like it doesn't even like fucking compute in my brain. So like
that reminds me of like I think it might have been the last Batwing show ever. It was either like last or second to last. It was well after the days of Rob.
Yeah.
And we got booked at like a mud run or like an extreme dirt mud run thing at Balloon Fiesta Park. And they had this huge stage. It's the biggest stage we ever played on. And we played to absolutely nobody.
Yeah.
Theoretically, somebody somewhere out on the course could hear us in the distance, but it was the nicest, best sounding system we ever played on, and we played to no one.
Then what happened at the...
But I mean, essentially that. I mean, it wasn't like... Actually, the sound system was pretty just tame. I mean, it was music around... they were nice enough to donate their like time to come over and bring their little PA that they had,
Yeah.
And it was fine. But we played to like my super fan and then like her kids and like some other random lady who was just sitting there who was not really paying attention, and that was about it. About 4 people. I'm like, 4 from 2,000. Like, that's pretty steep drop, Right. So I was just like, I mean, it's fine, like I said,
but I mean, okay, so does that make you evaluate, I don't know, music in general? I mean, performing music or playing music or live music in general?
I think that's kind of like what's been wearing down Ryan a bit. Like, Ryan's been a little bit like on the worn out side, I think, and it's kind of like I think I keep telling him like, oh, there's gonna be 3,000 people at the show and blah blah blah, and it's like then there's like maybe 5, and then it's like it's really hard, and then we're also kind of getting out of the whole cover thing, because for a while there, just hard to kind of develop enough original material to play for 3 or 4 hours at a restaurant.
Oh my god, it's impossible.
So you're playing like maybe an hour of originals, and then the other 2 or 3 hours are covers.
Right.
And so, I'm pretty burnt out on covers, frankly. I mean, I like to play some of them, but I like to play them mostly like if I'm drunk at a bar, at a brewery for like I'm not officially playing there. I'm just like having a guitar. Okay. Yeah, attention time. What we were saying earlier. That's when I like to play covers. But when I'm just like playing my shows, I want to play my music. I want to play my music. And now we have about 2 hours of originals. And,
nice,
And so
because you've got 2 albums under your belt with
we have 2 albums.
So this is number 3 here.
That's number 2 right there. Yeah, that's 2 in 2 years, which is nice. So we're
nice.
We have a good little clip going.
That's good.
And we're hoping to get another one out at least by early next year of our B-sides, because we always over-record, so we have quite a bit of over-record stuff.
So who have you been recording with?
Just me. I record everything.
Okay, yeah, you've been doing that. All right. This is the man who also recorded the... and mixed the Holiday Sale album.
Yeah.
So.
Wow.
So the one that you've been hearing over for 26 episodes until we started bringing guests on the show.
And that was I definitely feel like I've hopefully improved since then, and like I always try to get better.
Like shit. No,
no, it's like I recorded all the Yeah Boom stuff. I recorded Holiday Sale. I recorded Shoulder Voices now, and that album's going to be coming out next year. And I think it sounds really good.
My friend Mary's in that band.
Yeah,
I think she's still.
Mary's in
Little
it,
Bobby,
sure. Little Bobby. But I think I'm actually really proud of that, because I mean, not to be a dick, but like I was like not wanting to record them at all. Like it's just actually after Holiday Sale, I realized that like if I'm recording, I am a producer at this level. Like
you are.
And I didn't realize that with Holiday Sale, because I think that like I was kind of still in that like I'm just recording it. If you guys want to produce it, do what you want to do. You know what I mean? Like I wasn't kind of quite there yet. But I think when I heard like the masters and stuff, I was like, you know what? I could have probably produced this more, like worked on it harder in a production sort of sense.
That would have been cool. Yeah.
And I didn't think about it then, just because I wasn't really like in that zone. I didn't think about it.
I was a control freak too, though. I've always been a control freak about my shit, though. I'm always like, in fact, one time Mark, our old drummer, MJ Dubs, he got so bummed because when we did 16,
Yeah.
He wanted me to throw like I would do the ooh, like a very high falsetto-y. But he's like, do an octave below. And I was like, no. And he just got so bummed because, like, at least having the option, you know?
Yeah.
But I knew that when we would, like, master or, like, mix it, like, it would get dropped in. I was just, like, trying to avoid the whole thing because I was like, no, this is supposed to be, like, Radiohead-esque high, you know, falsetto oohs, not, like, any low ones. But I don't know. I always kind of am like, maybe I should have that just to see what would have happened.
Well, that's the thing, is that's what's nice about being a producer. Like, see, when I think... honestly, that last holiday sale album was the last time I didn't produce an album when I recorded it.
Yeah,
and that was only because I heard it and I was like, "There's things that I wish could have gone better."
Right.
And I mean, not I think it's a good album. I'm proud of it.
No,
still,
but
there's just like one of those moments where I was like, you know what? Because you called me a producer at one point, and I was like, I wasn't a producer. I was like, fuck that guy. Like, what are you calling a producer for? And then
which I've heard many times.
And then I was like, you know what? I should have been more.
Since.
Then I was like, I should have been more of a producer. I really should have. I should have controlled what they were doing. I should have said, you can do that again better. You can do that again. Stuff like that.
Fans need that because we're used to playing the songs live. This is how the song is. I'm done now.
Yeah, and it's loud, and you can't.
I noticed that on both Batwings albums is that the songs sound way more naked than I would want them to if we did it now. Because we pretty much just played the parts we did live and called it done.
Right.
Nobody was like, this could use like extra guitars, harmony.
Right.
You could harmonize with yourself.
Multiple vocals,
Yeah, we didn't have any of that. So the recording sounds a little naked to me.
Yeah,
it does.
For sure. And basically since then, I've been really more picky with the bands I choose to record.
Yeah.
And then, and if I do record them, I let them know, like, it's gonna the record's gonna sound how I want it to sound.
Right. Well, and like part of that was I feel like that was my bad because the whole reason I wanted you to record us was because I had heard the Ya Boom stuff. Like I had heard how like the level of it, and I was like, yeah, I feel like we could be well represented. And then when we got there, I was like, throw everything out the window. Just do it stripped down. I don't want it too like overly complicated because again, I got in that like mindset of like, we play live is the end all be all of like everything.
That doesn't necessarily.
I mean, there's two different. There's two different art forms, really. Mm-hmm. Recording and live performance are two different art forms. So they're different beasts. Unless you want a specific live recording, but that's a different thing entirely.
Right.
And so basically, like I said, after that, so I mean, the second Ya Boom album, I was really heavy into producing, and I really produced that hard. And it was like one of those things where I was fighting Marisa constantly. We were like fighting, like fucking fighting. Like you don't even want to know. Like we were like screaming each other in the phone,
power struggle.
Like, you fucking bitch! What the fuck is you know? And she was like, "You're such a fucking asshole!" I fucking, it's like really bad. Like we were fucking fighting for that shit. And I think it came out great.
A good art is suffering.
No, it's funny because I listen to the album, I'm like, this album came out fucking great, dude. Like, this is a great fucking... I mean, maybe like, honestly, maybe the only thing I could say is that maybe engineering kind of was a little bit shittier than it could have been because I was producing it too hard. But it was like, the producing, I think, I'm really proud of that. And then, I've produced a lot of the Hyperland stuff. I produced, Youngsville and all that. And, I'm really proud of all the Youngsville recordings. I mean, there's obviously every time you listen to an album again after like a year or so, you're like, I could have done this better. But that's the point of growth. Yeah. And now with Shoulder Voices, I told like Bobby, like I didn't really want to record you guys because I don't know if I could bring anything to you because I'm not sure I understand your style that well.
Right.
And then Ryan kind of like really wanted me to do it, and I was like, well, I don't know. And then finally, I just like kind of was thinking about it. I was kind of like, I wouldn't say meditating, but like it just like almost in that sense, kind of like I just thought really hard about it. And like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just gonna do it. I'm gonna make it good for me.
Yeah.
And so I the stuff that their album's gonna be about split half, like half the stuff I produced and half stuff that's just like stuff they did with other people. And I think the stuff that I did is gonna be good.
So, okay, so what's the takeaway from all this? What's the takeaway from all the years of music, dealing with, like, crazy band members, shitty venues and bad shows, and
my
good
takeaway has been, fuck it.
Yeah, kind of, right? Like, I mean, my takeaway is that, like, I obviously want to keep doing it because of all this shit that I've gone through, and I still want to play guitar and sing for people, and, like, regardless of all the crap I've gone through, it's like, obviously this is what I want to do because despite all that shit, I still do it. You know what I mean? Right. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, I can't not do it. That's why I'm not really an artist anymore. Like, a lot of people are like, oh, I miss that, you really used to really be a good artist and, paint and draw and do really good things. I was like, yeah, I was good at it, and I still am good at it. And once in a while, I'll draw stuff for the bands or whatever, but like it's not really my passion at all. Like I don't like doing it. Like I like doing it occasionally.
You like it when it's therapy.
Yeah,
like art can be therapy like that.
But I don't like doing it just like in a commercial, like getting paid for it, like getting commissions and all that. I just can't handle that. Like I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like to do it. Period. That way.
I like it to not stress me out.
Yeah, but music, I don't. Obviously, the stress of music and stuff I can handle.
For me, it's like practice and playing shows and recording. All of that is fun, but planning and getting 4 people in the same place and dealing with all the
Venues and all
peripheral,
that.
That's all the
Promotion.
shit.
I
That's the
can't.
shit of it.
I don't even mind it. Like I like to make flyers. I like to.
I like making flyers, not so much passing them out.
I don't mind like inviting people to Facebook events. I mean, I don't do it very often. But,
I hate that shit.
I do it honestly only for shows that like I think that need it.
Yeah.
I mean, like I won't do it for like. I mean, hopefully they don't hear this and get all mad at me. But like honestly, like for like tractor shows or like marble shows or La Cumbre shows, I don't really invite people to those because there's gonna be fucking people there.
Yeah.
Like I'm not gonna like I don't need to like tell people.
That's
to
not
come.
gonna change the dynamic.
Yeah, and like, but something like Launchpad, I actually probably should invite some people like tomorrow. I don't invite anybody on Monday because everybody invites everybody on Monday. Like my fucking Facebook like updates are like 20, and it's like all of them are invites to fucking bullshit.
Hey, if you're listening to this right now and it's not yet past Friday, October 2nd, get yourself to the Launchpad.
Do it.
See Youngsville and who else is
A
playing?
myriad of other bands.
Yeah, it's for the whole magazine launch party. Dirty Brown Jug Band and us are co-headlining, and then the Rudy Boy Experiment,
Nice.
Sweet Nothing.
Sweet.
There's a couple other bands. Just look up the event. It's on there. It's Albuquerque Underground Zine Launch Party, and they have all the bands. And Launchpad and Alibi have all the information on there. So
cool.
I mean, just go to Launchpad on Friday. That's all you need to know.
Yeah, it's going to be
there.
set.
Be there.
There will be girls giving out free blowjobs. So
there you go.
If they're not
Is that a
free, it's
drink
illegal.
or-
So, unless you film it and sell it to other people somehow.
Let's see. We got Time Stables, Scotty and the Atomics. Scotty's awesome. He used to play in not 12-Step Rebel, but another the Roustabouts. He used to be in the Roustabouts.
Okay.
And then you said Sweet Nothing. Yeah, I don't know what the cover is. I'm sure there's a cover. It's probably like, hopefully it's like $5.
Yeah,
It's 5 to 10 typically at the Launchpad.
It won't be. I don't think it'll be $10. I'll be surprised because this is like a pretty low scale thing. So if it was $10, I'd be shocked.
God, I wish I was going.
If it was $10, I'd be mad.
Totally looking forward to that. Because Albuquerque Zine's trying to do something cool, which is like have musicians interview other musicians. It's supposed to be like a very...
Hey, that's what we're trying to do.
I know, right?
Except I'm not really a musician anymore. But
I think it's like once a chief, always a chief.
once a Marine, always a Marine.
Well, any other good words for the listeners of The Problem with Everything? Anything else you'd like to say to them? Any other nuggets of wisdom you'd like to drop on people's ear holes?
I don't know, man. It's like, I guess problems, everything is... The problems are only a problem if you think it's a problem. It's not really a problem.
It's all a matter of perspective.
It really is. I mean, it's like, I can sit here and complain that, like, things are going to shit with my band in a sense, because, like, Mickey quit, and then Ryan right now is kind of
going to be the curse again.
On a hiatus, and it's like... But, I mean, Youngsville will persevere as long as I want it to, because it's my band, they're my songs. I mean, yeah, Ryan and Mickey both wrote songs, but they wrote a song apiece, so it's not like, of the, what is it now, 26 songs we released, it's like, 24 of them are mine.
So you're like the Billy Corgan of Youngsville, basically.
I could be. I don't want to be a dick, but I don't want to be a dick. And like, I could not have done Youngsville to this point without those guys.
Yeah,
really, like I couldn't have. Like, it's Mickey came in at a time where I really needed a bass player, and he filled in. He's a great musician. I mean, he came in and he just really rocked out and like learned the songs and did a good job. And Ryan's really just like plays with a lot of heart. He's always like just brought a lot to the stage. Everybody sees him and like, man, that drummer is really good, because he's just always smiling. He's always a fucking cool guy.
Yeah.
He's a great guy on stage. I love him, and he's a good friend. I mean, I made a good friend out of both of them. I'm still a really good friend with Mickey. It's not like his quitting wasn't like, oh, I fucking hate you, fucking leave the band. It was like, he just has his life to get on with,
Yeah.
And Ryan is the same thing. I mean, he's leaving if he leaves. I don't think he's leaving. He said he's committed so far to when I leave, because I'm leaving.
Yeah.
So I'll be moving here in about a little more than a year, and he's committed to that point.
Dang.
I'm trying to seduce him to move with me.
Where are you looking at?
I look at Austin for sure, just because it's a good hub. You know, I feel like Austin's a good hub to kind of get to a lot of other cities, and Austin's cool itself.
Right.
But it's like a good little so you can make a lot of circles of like cool cities to play.
I did talk some shit on Twitter to South by Southwest because last year they didn't even pick a fucking New Mexico act anywhere in the state.
Oh, really?
Like nowhere. And I'm like, but this is the South by Southwest. If you like don't even pick at least one act from one of the fucking Southwest states, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I got bummed.
Well, South by Southwest
Austin
is
cool.
like, I mean, that's become a joke already. I mean, everybody's always...
It's gotten too big for its britches.
Even Austinians...
like Burning Man.
People at Austin, people at Austin, like, think it's a joke already, too. It's become, like, I mean, it used to be a cool place where bands got discovered.
It's the Walmart of festivals.
But now it's become that for sure. I mean, like, I would be honored to play it, no joke, still.
Right,
like,
yeah,
but it's just...
There's so many gross, like, pay-to-play scams that aren't even actually part of it, that are just at venues around it.
Yeah, for sure.
During it,
that's
gross.
I mean, I would like to play it, but it's also like I played with Yeah Boom, and it was like we were all, we're gonna get famous, and it was not that at all.
All right, well, we should probably get out.
Wrap it up.
All right,
man.
So we've been. I've been Lowki Sapfoot.
I have been Holiday.
I'm Carlos the Tall.
Awesome. Well, stick around. I think Carlos is gonna. Do you want to do it on the uke, or we got a guitar if you want?
I know the uke. I don't care.
All right. Well, we're gonna stick around. We'll have a live performance by the man himself with a ukulele, doing it for you, and a video. And yeah, there we go. That's your show. That's your Thursday.
Send us your junk. Peace out.
Later.
Hey guys, I'm Carlos Natal, lead singer for the band Youngsville. This song is an acoustic version of Passion, which is a music video on YouTube right now, so check it out. Type. Sweetheart, we got up to a rough start, then there was more to you than I initially thought. This thing was my fault. We had all of those doubts. You showed me how to figure it out. You broke my windows, you threw on my clothes, you took my money, but I love you, honey. You're not a bitch, you love me too much. You've got the passion, and I can't get enough. I can't get enough. Can't get enough. I can't get enough. I can't get enough. Bunny, you make me feel funny. I guess time flew by and I lost my mind. No friends or family, 'cause they are nothing without I got this girl right by my side. She broke my windows, she threw out my clothes, she took my money, but I love you, honey. You're not a bitch, you love me too much. You've got the passion, and I can't get enough. You're not a bitch, you love me too much. You've got the passion, and I can't get enough. 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 She broke my windows, she threw out my clothes, she took my money,